So when we did our predictions before the draft, I thought that the Jets would take Membou with the number 7 pick. Not going to pat myself on the back or anything. But I thought that he had the best physical traits of any tackle in this draft. Connor, what can you tell us about Armand Membou?
I made a phone. Look, I'm not draft Connor. I'm reporter Connor. So I made calls to the people around the NFL and just asked them what they thought about this kid. And what I got back was athletic freak. I mean, that's what he is. Probably one of the most athletic big men in this entire draft. He's someone who got better, significantly better, as the season progressed. Nasty was a word that was used to describe him, and some other words that also summarize too nasty by a couple of sources that I talked to across the NFL. Now, there are things that he absolutely needs to clean up technique-wise. He needs to be more consistent on the NFL level. But when you look at those physical traits, when you look at what he is like personally, Chelsea, you talk to him, and he seems like a really nice guy.
Yes.
I was sold that the minute that you put on the film, the minute that he steps between the lines, he turns into a completely different person mentally. That's the guy the Jets want to invest in. That's the guy they want anchoring the right side of their offensive line. And that is someone that they believe when they add to the other 4 pieces they have the makings of one of the best lines in the entire league.
Yeah, and that's the guy that they got. But the Jets had all their options at number 7 with Kelvin Banks Jr. and Tyler Warren also available. They had the opportunity to be flexible. So, Quincy, what do you think about them going with the right tackle?
Yeah, I mean, I did choose for them to go tight end in this draft. But listen, I think this was the right choice, the safe choice. Ultimately, right, you want to shore up that offensive line. You want to make sure that for years to come, you got an offensive line that can really be great. And they got a young line right now. And again, right, you're talking about Tanner Angstrom coming from Detroit where they're big on play-action pass. And in order for you to be good at play-action pass, you have to be great in the run game. So now you've got 5 young guys that are going to go out there and make some big holes.
What do you think, Connor, about them actually going with right tackle? Like we said, they had a lot of needs.
Yeah, they
could have
do.
went a bunch of different directions.
And right tackle was a need. But one thing, Chelsea, that any coach will tell you across the league is that you can survive one weakness on the offensive line if the other 4 pieces are good. The collective will take care of that spot.
Yep.
What Aaron Glenn saw, what Darren Muji saw, was an opportunity to say, forget that. The Jets' offensive line was already going to be a strength of this team. I do think they could have survived, and they would have been absolutely fine if they signed a veteran right tackle in free agency next week, if they went and drafted somebody in the middle rounds and plugged him in there. But what they did in selecting Membou is take a strength and make it one of the best units in the entire league. And what Aaron Glenn saw during his tenure as defensive coordinator of the Lions was that a daily battle with the offense on the other side of the ball that, had a really good quarterback in Jared Goff, a two-headed rushing attack, a number of really, really good receivers and a top-tier tight end. But that offense worked not because of those pieces. That offense worked because of their offensive line. And now the Jets have the ability to recreate and even recreate a better form of that here in New York. They have 2 top-tier tackles. They have 2 top-tier guards. They have a center who Tippmann does need to improve a little bit, but the talent is there. And if they reach that talent, if they stay healthy, this is a line that will collectively carry the Jets. No matter what happens under center, no matter what happens at running back with Breece Hall being moved or not being moved, this will be the strength of this team and the identity of this team this year.
Yeah, and can be even more impactful now with their new quarterback in Justin Fields. Let's remind you of the Jets' current offensive line, and it is stacked. They've got Olu Fashanu at left tackle, John Simpson at left guard, Joe Tippmann at center, Elijah Vera Tucker at right guard, just like Connor was mentioning, and now adding Armand Membou at right tackle. That's 3 former first-rounders in the trenches. So how much does this offensive line, loaded with talent, help what they want to accomplish this season, Quincy, with Justin Fields and this offense?
Oh, it's going to be huge. I mean, you look at the last few years, it's been pretty rough in the offensive line. A lot of injuries, a lot of the depth of talent wasn't really there. Now you've got 5 great starters, great young starters, right? And again, well, like I said earlier, it's a play-action passing team. But the biggest thing for me is Justin Fields here, right? We want to give him as much confidence and as much ability to make these passes that we want him to make to these playmakers. And in order to do that, you got to have the time.
And they're setting him up to do that. The Numbers Game is brought to you by Verizon. The New York Jets are powered by Verizon 5G. The new Jets tackle ranks top 10 in these categories according to Pro Football Focus. He's 4th overall in FBS among offensive tackles, has the 6th best run blocking grade, and 8th in pass blocking. For more on Membou, here is our Connor Rogers.
His ability to generate strength in that lower half to dump defenders on the ground. You turn on the tape against Oklahoma, you see it on multiple reps, and then it shows up in the testing, which makes you feel even better about it. And Keep in mind, this is why he's carrying 332 pounds, and his arms are long enough to stick at tackle because of how explosive he is in his lower half with that upper body strength. The 4.91 40 just shows how great he is off the ball. He can climb, get to the second level in the zone running game, wipe out linebackers, be a lead blocker for you in the screen game. And another great part about it is he played right tackle this year. In a breakout season, he was Missouri's right tackle, where obviously that's a plug-and-play spot that's wide open for the Jets right now. So this is somebody to me that, I mean, he just turned 21 years old a month before the draft. The sky is the limit for Armand Membou.